Do you struggle to take your own advice? Well, today I want to talk about a solution to that, how you can actually give yourself good advice and actually follow it. So if you're interested in this subject in general, or in self-development, in improving your life in some way or another, then you'll probably like the other videos I have on my channel. If you want to keep up to date with them, because I put out videos every single day, then remember to subscribe there. But also if you just want to find more videos, go to my channel homepage, scroll down and you're going to see a list of different playlists. Anything from lucid dreaming to fitness and health to meditation and spirituality. Check them out and see what videos there interest you. Anyway, onto the video at hand. Hey guys, welcome back to Tipharot. It's me Matt here, and today I have a big tip for you guys with regards to giving yourself advice. So a lot of you guys are going to find yourself in the same situation that I've always found myself in that I was good at giving advice to other people. It was something that kind of came naturally to me. I found it easy to kind of know what someone should do in a particular situation. Obviously, I'm not some kind of expert that knows what everyone should do all the time, but it came relatively naturally to me to give people advice, and it's one of the reasons why I was motivated to do something like this channel. But when it came to taking my own advice, I was terrible at it. I would give people advice on things that I struggle with myself, and yet I wouldn't take that same advice. And it was only more recently that I came up with a solution to this. And I'm still learning to apply this. I'm still not an expert at this. But it's something that I've learned about recently, how to actually take your own advice. So part of the problem, and part of the reason that we don't take our own advice, is because we've never given ourselves our own advice. We give this advice to other people, but that's advice for them. That's not advice for us. We never sit down and have a conversation with ourselves and tell ourselves what to do. So maybe we actually need to start doing that. What I want you to do is I want you to basically describe yourself as if you were someone else. I want you to take a bit of paper or notepad or something like that and write down some specifics about yourself, like your age, your gender, your name and stuff like this, and just imagine that this is another person that just happens to be very, very like you. So in my case, there's just this other Matt, he's 24, and I need to give him some advice. And just imagine that it is this other person. Write down a little bit about them. And what I want you to do is just in your head, and I know this is going to sound a bit silly, but this really does work, so bear with me on this. In your head, I want you to have a conversation with this other person. Just imagine that they have told you their problems. Imagine how they would describe their problems to you. So you first describe your problems in your head to yourself. So, maybe you're struggling to choose what career you want to follow. You say, okay, I don't know what I want to do with my life. I don't know what area I want to work in. I'm kind of lost. And once you've said that, I want you to now imagine that this other person that you're talking to, this person that you're trying to give advice has just said that exact thing to you. What would you tell them? And you want to do this as if it is a third person and not you. You're answering someone else's question. They have said this thing that, they're stuck, they don't know what career to pursue and all that. And so you give the advice that you would give another person saying that. And you give that advice and you write it down as well, because what you say in that next moment is going to be the advice that you have for yourself. And you're going to find that just this process of asking the question and answering it as if you're two separate people is actually enough to allow you to give yourself advice. Because, that is the process that you use with other people. Someone asks you a question, they state their issue, and you answer it. Whereas you never do that with yourself. You kind of know what your problems are, and you kind of vaguely know that maybe you should do this to solve them. But you never state it aloud. And when you actually state it aloud to yourself, and you have this conversation with yourself, you actually know what you need to do next. And so you're now able to take your own advice. And this simple tip, like I said, it might feel a bit silly having a conversation with yourself in your head about, your problems and stuff like that. But you're going to find that approaching it in this way makes it a lot easier to actually take your advice. And so I hope this tip is helpful for you guys. And if it is, remember to subscribe up there for more. And if you want to support the channel, then check out my Patreon page. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.